If something isn't done, and done in a hurry, to bring the colored peoples of the world out of their long years of poverty, their long years of hurt and neglect, the whole world is doomed.
We've been looking for the world.
The words of Martin Luther King Jr. come to life on City Hall Plaza. In a celebration of his message on the 50th anniversary of his assassination, hundreds of people took part in reading King's last speech, delivered in support of a strike by sanitation workers in Memphis, Tennessee. The recreation of his call for justice and equality through collective action was organized by the Boston Mountaintop Coalition.
Well, Dr. King's ideas 50 years ago are needed much more now than ever. With everything within our country, racism is still alive and well, yet there is hope. Violence is still ongoing, injustice is still ongoing, and yet there is hope.
When Dr. King was there in that Memphis day, he was there saying, look, he wanted to advocate for these folks. They are men, and that as they advocate, one, they don't need to be violent. They need to continue to do what he called a nonviolent conflict, and that nonviolent conflict still, to me, dictates how we should act today. We should be personable, but we should still demand the things that we know we deserve as men.
Today we're in a divided political environment, and the lessons of justice, of doing everything you possibly can to lift up our fellow human beings is more important than ever. We are in a time of divided politics, of people who are falling behind, and these lessons are really relevant.
Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King's words still ring true today. As a matter of fact, when you see protests going on throughout this great nation, but especially here in the city of Boston, when the protesters are using their voices of logic and not the ignorant of destruction, that's Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. His words ringing true.
Martin Luther King speaks about the empowerment of businesses of color and how that has an effect in uplifting. The city of Boston needs to try that. How do we fully include people in and around our neighborhoods and communities? We absolutely are a city that is a majority people of color, but we've left people behind in economics, we've left people behind in education.
And I remember those words of Dr. Martin Luther King, not only in Boston, but through his life. They were talked about nonviolence, peace. I mean, I wish we had more people like Martin Luther King around advocating strong position on civil rights, of course, but also doing it in a peaceful, nonviolent way.
Look around here today. Look at the faces that are on the plaza. Look at the mixture of people from different backgrounds, different economic backgrounds, different clergy, different elected officials. What he started out to do 50 years ago is working in our city.